Yo. What's up, my brothers? How you feeling this week?
You know what it is. What's up, fellas?
Everyone, back to Let's Chop It Up.
Definitely. Let's do that with it.
Holiday season. So how was your week, brothers? How was your week, man? Kelvin, how was yours, man?
My week was rough.
What happened, man?
I have no water in my house. So it's not a bill thing. It's just a construction thing. And I had to stay at a hotel. And I vowed it's the last ghetto hotel I'm staying at in my life. I'm just like I'm not going to say the chain. It's just one of those ghetto hotels, motels, or whatever it is. And all right, I get that it's COVID. So we're not going to send a chambermaid to change the sheets and then all that stuff like that. I guess that's what it is. But the fact that the doors don't work, I got to pull them apart to get into the hotel. Then we had snow, so the lady was like, "You got to park in there at your own risk," because we wasn't able to shovel out the driveway and the parking lot. I'm like,
where you staying at the Base Motel?
I'm over on Queens Boulevard, and it's a bad look. I vow.
Oh, you have one of those pros joints.
Word up.
Yeah. He might next be to the strip club.
He might be at the Bristol.
Yeah, the Bristol.
So it's a bad
because you said a chambermaid. You was waiting on a chambermaid?
That's my thought. Nah, she off right now. She's been furloughed.
Chambermaid.
But other than that, y'all, I'm good. It's good to see the crew. Good to see everybody back together. A lot going on. What's up with you fellas?
Yo, man. I'm good, man. You know what? I'm just good. I'm waiting. I'm just trying to wear the rest of this year out, bro. I just want to hurry up and just see what's on the other side of things, man. But it's been a tough one because a lot of people, you're finding out a lot about your friendships. You find out a lot about people who are around you. Everybody's on social media now, even me. You know what I mean? And and people are sharing maybe a little too much. You find out a lot about people's, political leanings and, other things of that nature. So it's kind of like, man, so some of it is disappointing, but I try not to get too much into it. But I'm thinking about it because I just want to hurry get to the other end of it. On a positive note, though, my son graduated basic training this week.
Congratulations.
Bro, man. I mean, this, I feel like that's the end of an odyssey, and in the beginning of one era, and the beginning of his new his new stage as far as manhood. So I'm really happy for that. And I also want to shout out. I got really happy today because I got on the New York Black Latino meetup earlier on today. So I just want to shout them out. It's beautiful people, positive. Everybody's there. It's just beautiful people. We hang out, we network. We travel together, and we just chill, and it was really nice to see everybody there. You know what I mean? I had people I hadn't spoken to in a while, so maybe on the other end of this COVID, we can get back together again.
Nice.
Brother Rod, how was your week?
My week it started off good. Started off a diet, and I'm started working out. Me and my wife, so we're going to be committed to it, trying to get ahead of the New Year's resolution. But we had a bad day today. Me and my wife went out did a little shopping, and we lost my debit card. Went from one store. Yeah. This is the funny thing. We went from one store to another, and I mean less than an hour. When I went into the second store, that's when I realized the card was gone. So I decided to go into my bank account, and guess what? They hit me already. So whoever found the card hit me within less than an hour.
Wow.
$4,000.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Yeah, actually, I didn't lose the card. My wife lost the card. She's no. I don't know what it is with debit cards with her, but she loses at least 5 debit cards a year.
Wow.
One time we was in Manhattan, and we stopped at a light, and homeless guy comes up to the car. She had some change in her car in a cup, so she decided to give the change with the cup to the homeless guy, and her debit card was in the cup, and gave the card.
It's like the Eddie Murphy movie. It's like the Eddie Murphy movie when they gave him the money. They called watermelon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
so in the famous words of Kelvin, the natives got me today.
Yo, so let me ask you a question. It's a little different with the debit card versus the credit card.
Yeah,
so
that's
how do they cover it? There's a certain percentage with the time.
It's all. So the thing is, like I went right into my account and somebody had charged $1,000 to a Venmo account. So like I said, the card wasn't even lost for an hour, and they already set up a Venmo account, took $1,000 out. But I mean, it's all covered. They put the money back into my account. I mean, it's not worried about it. They issue me a new card. So, but the thing is, it just goes to show you how fast these scammers work.
The kids will say their pieces are hitting.
Their pieces are hitting.
Their pieces are hitting now.
Man,
I'm sorry to hear that, man. But I'm glad you.
I'm all right.
Yeah, at least you ain't got no bull crap bank company. So you got your money.
Nah. I called. They took care of it right away. So everything's all good. So now we up to 6 a year that my 6 cards a year that my wife loses.
Go for the new record.
Now she's pretty much in 2020. She broke a record. Now.
I feel that. Don't be average. Don't be average.
You know what it is? I guess she got tired of losing her card, so she said, "You know what? I'm gonna lose his card now."
It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, but other than that, everything's good. I'm still blessed, and happy to be here. Happy to see you, fellas.
That's what's up. Yeah, my week was okay. It was cool. It's just like I feel for the parents of the online learning, man. My son with special needs with him having his Zooms at the same time is kind of difficult because he think every time I open up with his learning device, my son has to speak with an iPad, so anytime we open up a learning tablet, anything like that, he thinks it's his Zoom, so he's just jumping in there, putting his face in the camera, all kind of stuff. And people think it's cute, but I'm dying over here because he's over there. You got to think about it, he might take his damn pants off and just be running around this joint. So it's like difficult. So I commend all the parents in 2020 that did the online learning with special needs kids, high functioning children, 2 or 3 kids. I salute y'all. This was no joke. Hard work this year, man.
Definitely. I'm like Derik. We're ready to turn the page from that and go forward. Now, I will say this: be careful, because we said the same thing in 2019. People the last couple of years, he was like, "Yeah, I can't wait. 2019 is over. 2020 is my year." 2020 has different plans.
I ain't saying shit. I
think you might just be right, man. I think we might just get ready and just see whatever comes on the other side. We got to do that regardless, man.
Random question. Always ask you a random question, and this time of year will be apropos, even at this age. So when you was a kid, most exciting gift you ever received as a kid?
When I was a little kid.
When you anticipated that one thing that you used to watch the commercials for and everything.
Apollo 5 speed bike.
Apollo 5 speed bike.
Apollo 5 speed bike.
Remember that?
Okay.
That's hot. Remember that. And you ready for this? I think maybe 3 months after getting it, somebody stole it.
The natives. I don't even know where he was at. It was the natives. It was the pre-native era.
Yep.
Natives was just getting started. Wow.
With that little shift, with the shift in the middle. Remember the shift in the middle?
Right here. Yeah. Yo, my best gift was this shirt.
Yeah, that's a real good shirt.
That's a fly shirt.
All right, so I know what these was. Your favorite gift was like a black power fist or something as a kid.
It might have been.
Come on, D, give it to us. What was it?
My favorite gift, and my man Brad, I don't even know if he's on there, I think, was a racing track. Car racing track, though. I used to have one that used to jump over the 3 barrels. It was all
right. First of all, I'm with you on that. The problem was none of that joint worked when you got it home. Like the thing I wanted was a racetrack called the Super Duper Double Looper, and I mean the joint would glow in the dark, and they turn off the lights, and they do a slow motion on. You get that joint home, we go around the track, get to the curve, and stop or fly off. But that was what I wanted. All right, Derik, what is it? What's the deal?
I don't know. I think I'm caught between 2. Probably that Stretch Armstrong. Remember that? And between that and another one, it was called a System 7 gun. It was like with the big plastic gun. It had the little shooter, had the little propeller things that flying off. It had the little grenades on it. It was something nice, man. Google it sometime.
So how did your parents do it? Was it one of those things where what my parents used to do was regular wrapped gifts was there all December. Right. But the night, Christmas Eve, when you wake up on Christmas morning, the bikes or whatever would be assembled and it would be there and it would appear. And it was kind of like this magical feeling or whatever. How was yours done?
I would say it was definitely the same way. What we would do, although one night, what they would do is we would go to sleep, and all the gifts would be there. And then what would happen is my brother and I, man, we just wake up in the middle of the night, man, and if we got up, every time we got up, as long as it was after 12, they'd be like, I have at it. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes when I was little, I used to try to wake up and catch Santa Claus. When I was little, I'd be like,
I tried that too.
Never find it. To my father said, yeah. I said, Pop, what happened to Cadillac? He said, yo, he bought my Cadillac. You know what I mean? My father drove a Cadillac. So that was his way of saying, yeah, I'm Santa Claus. You know what I mean? But you know.
Hey, Derek, I'm gonna go back to something you said earlier a little while ago. We had the meetup group, the people that hang out and everything. We did exchanging gifts, Secret Santa, stuff like that. Yeah. And the conversation came up. And I posed this conversation to you about pedicures. I'm a person that get pedicures. I got big feet. I like my joints to be cleaned up. I got a little black toe. I like to make sure I keep it down, keep it like kind of light brown instead of black. So, I want to make sure, like, I know you and Chris against pedicures. Me and my man Rod, as these homophobic, no homo.
Right? Just say pause for now. You're gonna
pause or whatever. We have gone together to get pedicures.
Yeah, that's a true story. That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And what do you have against getting those done, brother?
I don't have anything against them. I'm just not that fancy. That's all I'm saying. Like, do I deserve a pedicure? I don't know, brother.
It's not fancy. It's hygiene.
Kelvin, do you get it?
I have very good hygiene. I wash my feet. I wash my ass. I wash all that, man. I just don't know if I need pedicure. That's all,
Okay. Y'all done took way past the pedicure. My man Derik giving his credentials. All right, check this out.
Yo, you can't walk around with your feet looking like Sasquatch.
I'm with him. Some kind of way, man. Damn. I like that.
I'm with him. Now I don't do them as regular, but I'm with them though. You know what I'm saying? Because if you put your socks on and it start a fire or something, then you know. So
it's feet, man. It's just feet. It's feet.
It feels good though. It feels good to me. I like the treatment, the pampering.
Yeah.
It's feet, man.
You gotta try it, Derek. You gotta try it.
Christopher said he goes to the beach wearing sneakers. Like, who does that? How do you get out the water and jump in sneakers? Who does that?
No, who does that?
I got this for y'all. This we gonna do.
Yeah, because you don't get pedicures, his feet look crazy.
There you go. So hygiene is washing the feet. Do you wash the feet? Do you wash your hands?
No. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that.
We're gonna get you one to do on the show. Somebody, if you got a black business and even though I heard a lot of people said that a lot of the black manicurists don't want to do feet. That's what somebody told me. I don't know if that's real or not. But yeah, this lady was saying she got a black-owned business and she does nails and stuff. She's like, it's hard to hire somebody. She's like, a lot of black people don't want to do feet. And I don't know. I'm just saying that's what she said. But
that's real talk.
Let's do this and have Derik do it on the show. His first ever.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Derek, I'm treating.
I don't know if I want to see that.
No. You gotta turn away from it. The viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting into. You start looking down there, brother. Listen, I've never got a pedicure before. How they look is how they look. You know what I mean?
Yo, Derik can take off his shoes and everything go black. We don't want to take that chance. We don't want to take that chance. Yo, the guy just said he never had a pedicure. Can you imagine what the joints look like?
I don't know what that's gonna look like.
But Derik, come on, bro. You gotta do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Look, I'll do anything. I'll try the first time.
Like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get them back aligned.
All right. Well, I'll try anything the first time.
Yo, Scott said he don't want to see it on the show either.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we taking a chance.
I'm serious.
Scott and Derik.
Kevin, what you asking?
And Scott's like a brother to me. I'm treating Scott and Derik.
And chicken wing at the same time.
Oh no.
Yo, listen, whoa.
Yo, if chicken wing do it, I'll do it. Yeah.
No. Chicken wing got crow feet, but he has done it. He has done it. He has done it. Chicken wing. When he came home from prison, he got his feet done.
All right.
Wow. I told him he can't get his feet done in jail. That can't get your braids done. Can't braids done and can't get your feet done in jail. Get your braids done. You sit between somebody's lap.
There's no girls in jail braiding hair. So if you get your hair braided in jail, you sitting between a man's lap getting hair braided. So when guys come home from jail and their hair is braided, they're definitely getting hair braided by a man.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I wonder if it's complete silence going on at that moment. I don't really know what
feeling like
about.
really uncomfortable.
Right.
And if
You sitting there
I
talking
don't
about
know.
this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this didn't happen.
Me and Rob went. It was so funny when we was someplace getting a pedicure, and this lady was walking by, and me and Rob, Hillside Avenue. That's right. We was Hillside and toward the white side.
Yeah,
and,
white neighborhood.
we like so. The lady saw us in there, two big dudes, and this was shoot. We was both working out this time. Yeah. And the lady came in and ran like, "Oh, can you guys stay right here? I'll be right back." Like, what's this white lady gonna do?
Yeah.
And she came back with her husband.
She was going to get the police.
Yeah, I was like, yo, did we rob him? So she came in with her husband, like, tell him how cool it is. She was begging us to tell him about the pedicure.
She was like, look at these. She said, look at these two guys. They're masculine. You don't have to be feminine to get your feet done. She said, look like football players and they're getting their feet done.
All right, so let's take it here. What if they have nobody available but a dude in there to do it?
No,
I'm not getting. No, then I'm not doing it.
Listen. This is where I stop it. I don't even get massages from dudes.
Let me explain something to
you. When I played sports, I hated when I had injuries and stuff. That was the worst part. The dude got to stretch you out. I don't like that. I'm sorry.
I've been, like I said, I've been in the gym and stuff like that, and I've been stretched by a guy, but I never got a massage by a guy. I never got no pedicure by no guy. I never will. But lifting your leg up and crossing it over, I'm all right with that. A guy could do that, But because most of the trainers and stuff in the gym was men. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna let him do massage.
Yo, listen, Nikki got a good question. I'm gonna lie, Nikki. When I get my feet, I think it's my right foot. When I get that foot scrub, it's ticklish. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, there's one spot on my foot too that is, if they hit that foot, it's gonna pick and tickle.
A lot of information being shared right now.
Hey, Derik, all right,
sharing.
Here's another thing. I'm gonna ask you another thing. Since we're on some metrosexual shit right now.
Yeah.
Manscaping. Huh? Manscaping. Do you guys manscape?
Let me start by saying I'm uncomfortable.
You don't know what it is. You don't even know what it is. Derik, you know what it is? Derik's like, what the hell is that? You don't manscape?
Any brothers in the audience that manscape? I'm one of them.
Okay, let me say this. I got listen, because our ratings are so high, we right now are going to have Derik and Casper that walk by get a pedicure at the same time.
Right. And Scott.
The Underground Railroad special.
Yo, Scott, where's manscaping? Scott is riding tonight, man.
The thing is, I want to see if he knows what it is. I trim my beard. That's it. Oh, yo,
he has a big beard, man. He has a big beard.
Okay,
he's saying that's all he trims.
He don't manscape. So the thing
all
is,
right, be honest with you. All right, so I'm with it. It's just it wasn't always that way. It started later. It was probably like a late 90s, early 2000 thing for me. Before, I thought you had to go, natural from the old school, from the motherland. You know what I'm saying?
But the black porno did it.
It's necessary. It's necessary. But
look at the women. Look at the women.
The women.
The ladies is like, cut it down. Cut it down.
Right. Cut it down. That's right.
Do you want to see a woman that doesn't womanscape?
Now that's the debate.
Stop it.
Okay,
we're gonna stop it right now.
No. Hold on. That is the debate. Now I've always been curious about this. When we were kids, so back in the day, the magazines, Playboy and stuff like that, women was, I think early in the 70s, it was, a forest. Yeah. After that, it became some type of landing strip.
Very nigga.
Now it's like women completely shave, and it's so different than, people were used to. So, and women that I speak to say they'll never go back to those days. So what do you think? I think I took the conversation left, first of all.
We all the way over here now, man.
Yeah, I don't think. Go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead, D. You can go.
I don't think women are gonna go back to it because I think also besides just being like the cleanliness of it, they like it. I think it just makes them like it's a day. It's like a day they have. It's like therapeutic. They get that done. They get the Brazilian done. They might, like McCole says, they might get a landing strip. And the women, for guys getting it done, you know, women don't want all that hair. You know, when you get a little fellatio, you don't want all that hair. When you get the little congolingus going on, you don't want all that in your teeth. I'm not coming there to floss my teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is too.
Just dropped out. You know
with all that
What response is that now, man? I ain't had listen. I was chill. I was cool. What response?
With all that hair and you perspire in the summer, it's not pretty. Yeah.
Word up.
So the bottom line
hold on. Now you're trying to disrespect the whole generation of women that came before. Now come on,
I'm talking about the men. They smell like hot dog water down there.
Correct.
Correct.
Smell like a freaking fish tank too. But
hold on. Hey, Dana, I got some. I just don't show that. Yo, listen. I got the Apollo Creed 7. I can't get rid of this. As soon as I cut it off, it comes right back, man. It's horrible.
Wow.
He got the permanent taco meat.
Taco meat for real, man. Listen, I got my African DNA. I'm 91% African, brother. So it's all. But my hair on my back is straight. I'm it's bugged out.
It's a lot of information flying around tonight.
Now we keep it real on this show. We keep it real.
No, Dana, you can't say that generation was musty.
They weren't musty. Think about the collection. Look at the old generation. Look at the clones. Look at the clones back then. We had London Fog. That shit smelled like trash.
Yeah. Jovan Musk, Old Spice.
All that shit that's hot. That shit that Aqua Velvet. That shit was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. It was musty.
Oh,
it must be back in the day. Word up, it must be
body bleach. Well, that stuff was strong.
All right, so to be clear with the women, y'all just not going back to the hair at all. Like that's it. It's a wrap.
They shouldn't. And they
One of my friends she always tell me that. Really, I look at you different now, Rodney. All right, so that's how it is.
I just think men the same way women and men wear their hair differently. Maybe on their head, maybe it should be a little different.
But you like the dudes with their beard, just shadow it, right? Nothing.
What? What you mean? My beard?
I'm just not the beard. I was using a metaphor. No, what I'm saying is at the end of the day, it's amazing how things change. But when we were kids and you look in those magazines, that's what you saw, and that represented an adult woman.
Oh yeah.
That was back then, like you said. That was like in the 70s and the 80s. Now you don't see that no more.
Yeah.
You don't see that no more.
That got when you know better, you do better. So
So guys, we talked about 2020. So I want to bring up what the top 10 topics of 2020, y'all. The top 10.
When you say top 10, you mean good or bad or
top 10 moments of 2020 and affecting the black people. I'm sorry, I'm going to clarify that. Thank you, producer Jamie. So the number one thing this year, I mean, when we talked about this for all of us, I think was COVID-19.
Yeah.
It affected our community in several kind of ways. We lost a lot of loved ones that we all cared about. It just showed us the discrepancy in healthcare, in the have and have-nots. It was really traumatic in jobs. And then it showed how essential workers were mostly us and how it affected us. And, in the top. So COVID-19 has got to be number one.
Yeah. No question, man. It changed so many things, and just COVID-19 came in, man, and just rearranged society, bro. Like how and all the things that it touched, from how we work and how we think of ourselves and how we relate to people and how we relate to government and the news, and it just changed everything, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so many things.
But before that, Kobe early on in the year. I believe it's January 26th or something like that. Kobe, that was big, not only for the black community, just the globe. Everybody to see this iconic basketball player, so young. Yeah. Kobe, that kind of set the tone in 2020 to see
Well, I hate to cut you off, Kelvin. Let's for 2020, let's start off with the least worst and end with the worst. How about we do that?
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
The least worst had to be, I think everybody that's watching can agree, was the Red Bull machine theft. I mean, I think that's one of the things. It's just maybe that's an honorable mention, but
I'm going to say.
Go ahead, Rodney.
No, I think the least worst thing was probably that McDonald's brought back the McRib. That's the least. And then it probably started from then. We can start from this is black conservatives. That's what I think.
There is black conservatives. Oh my God, the coon. The year the coon came out, the raccoon. I'm sorry, I don't want to call black the coon. The raccoon.
Yeah. The raccoon was big today. It was money. There was money in raccooning in 2020.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, a lot of raccoons took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? They said certain things so they could join certain administrations. You know what I'm saying? So they can build following, so they can start to generate a white following. You know what I'm saying? So there was money to be made for raccooning in 2020.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you though, I don't want to disrespect anybody who thinks of themselves as a conservative. I would, in the beginning of the year, I was definitely like, what I always say, what the hell are you conserving? You're a black man, what are you conserving? But I realized I don't want to disrespect anybody who's conservative because I've had conversations and I realize we all have some conservative things, you know, things that we're conservative about. You know what I'm saying? Certain ideas, you know, that align with what they call traditional value. But what we're talking about with the raccooning, man, that's something different. But this was the year of greed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
That's something different.
Yeah.
That's what motivated the raccooning was, like I said, money. You know what I'm saying? They saw opportunity to make money, like I said, to get into the White House, like I said, to go off on social media. Because the thing is, when you're raccooning, you want to try to build a white base to follow you, so they can say, "Hey, look, they're saying this about black people too." You know what I mean? And it gives white people validation when they hear black people cooning like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
The next thing I think was, like I said, mentioned earlier, was the online learning. Well, everyone that has children in here, I know, like my man Scott has kids. Rodney, you have a lot of kids. Derik, you have children. You know, and I have a son and stuff like that. That got to be one of the new things, and it might change the way education is. I sat on a lot of forums over this last year talking about education discrepancies with online learning and all that, like getting tablets to young people and getting Wi-Fi, because a lot of my students I deal with live in shelters, and a lot of shelters are built with cinder block, which don't have Wi-Fi. You can't get Wi-Fi service. So that got to be like the next one on the list. And then I think it's going to change up because my son is not going back to school. I don't know about your guys, your kids, and stuff like that.
Well, my kid is not going back. You know what I'm saying?
I noticed that they basically told us when the kids went off on the weekend this week, they said that they were going to go on virtual learning Monday and Tuesday, because you know my kids go like 2 days a week and then they're home the rest of the week on virtual learning. So now I'm thinking they may be shutting the schools down where I live now after this weekend. So you know, and then another thing too, they had this big thing where they were giving out laptops to everybody too from the schools. So it kind of makes me think that they're preparing for another school closing.
Oh yeah.
The virtual learning is tricky because the kids, you know, they're not interacting with other kids. Then, you know, they're distracted in their rooms. They get to play, you know, games in their rooms and stuff while they're virtually learning. You know, you hear all types of crazy stuff in the background in kids' houses and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's crazy because because a lot of people, like, I know some schools are trying to get on people for telling the kids to have the cameras on, but they didn't realize like some of the kids are living in shelters with one room, and it's like 3 kids, and the father, mother, everybody's in. So that was wrong. That was people then people were not being sensitive to young people that don't have the means.
Correct.
It's tough,
so
you know?
It's tough. It's very tough.
Yeah. Number 9 is working virtually from home. Now everybody can chime in on this. I love it and I don't love it, because my ass, like right now, I'm in pajama pants. I must wear these pajama pants 5 days a week.
Yeah, my wife made some type of business phone call one day, right? And she said this working at home thing is crazy because she heard the toilet flush in the background. She heard the person yelling at their kids, you know. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy working from home.
But it's going to change.
Go ahead.
No. I think what I'm saying with the business wise, it's going to change commercial real estate. Crazy.
Absolutely. A lot of businesses are not going to go back to brick and mortar places because they realize that they can pay you to work from home now, and they still can get the same, you know, productivity from you. So a lot of places like storefronts and stuff and buildings and stuff, office space, all that stuff is going to get hurt. It's going to get hurt real bad.
I think it'll just reset the market though.
You say again, Kelvin?
I think it'll reset the market. In other words, those buildings are not being torn down. That somebody's gonna come and rent that. They're just gonna reset the market. Somebody,
yeah, they'll create other things for it. Yeah, but the thing is, it'll probably take a while before something catch on. So I still think commercial property is going to be hurting for a little while. Yeah, and the restaurant business is definitely going to be hurting for a little while.
And
that's the one you really got.
Restaurant business and rent. People like now look how many deals. Like one of my students called me the other day. She lives, I forgot what part of Brooklyn. My old student, and she got the first 2 months rent or 3 months rent free, and they gave a free parking for a year.
Wow. Yeah.
But that's down. That's different in New York, and then like the prices have dropped. Brian, you know the percent. I think 30%, something like that.
I think the thing for the summer, like Manhattan, is definitely hurting when it comes to renting. You know what I mean? Because people are trying to get out of Manhattan because when they had to shut down, everybody was cramped into their apartment. Now everybody's moving out to the suburbs, buying houses. That's why the house market in Queens and Nassau and Suffolk is booming right now because everybody's trying to buy a house.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sell your house. Now's the time, man.
If you're looking to sell your house now, it's good if you're leaving the state. Yeah, because then you're going to go but you'll sell high and then you'll go buy low. Right. But if you're going to stay in New York, you're going to be selling high to go buy high. People are paying like $20,000 over asking right now. It's just amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, people don't want to be cramped in apartments now because they have a shut in. They want to chill in their backyards. They want to relax. They want to have a change of scenery. They don't want to be cooped up in a building anymore.
Right, definitely.
And I think the number 8 is the year of the Karens.
Wow. Yeah. Karen was big.
Karens were getting on my nerves where I just wanted to smack Karen my goddamn self. And the thing with the Karens, it never happens to me. I never get in a Karen moment.
No,
I think if it's a guy, you know me, with the religious or whatever it is, ancestors, they said not this one. This person D can't have that Karen incident because I don't know how to react. I won't react the way that some of these people do.
I agree. I probably wouldn't react the same way either.
A Karen or Ken might get these hands.
Well, let me ask you a question.
That's why I'm not going to pull out. That's why I'm not going to pull out my phone.
Okay, so let me ask you this question because I heard a white woman tell me she saw a Karen. So I thought it was universal. I thought it was something that black people called white people. A Karen is just anybody that get on your nerves.
No.
It's a white woman who's they in your business doing too much, bro.
They're caring too much. That's how the word Karen came from.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're caring too much. There you go, caring too much.
They're caring too much.
When it's not your turn to care, man. When it's not your turn to worry about it, think about it, and look at it. Come on, keep it moving.
And then they got the Kens out there too.
Yeah, the Kens.
They're basically people that are empowering their whiteness, and they figure that I'm going to keep this black person.
Yep, and this time, people with the way social media is, these Karens are getting checked. They're losing jobs. Some people are making a move out of apartment complexes and neighborhoods and stuff like that. So
they're losing their dogs.
They're losing their dogs.
They're taking the dog too.
Well, there was a Karen situation in Central Park.
In Central Park, they
took the lady's dog from her.
The brother,
they did that.
Oh, the bird watcher. The dude that's a bird watcher.
There you go. Yeah.
Karen, welcome to being black in America.
Yeah.
You try to set it on us, now we set it on you.
Right, just reflected on. Got a taste. Yeah. Wow, man.
And for number 7, essential workers. Man, we needed those people this year.
Yeah.
We found out who they were. You know what I mean? And we found out essential workers. There are certain people in this we just cannot do without in our workforce, and they found out who they were. And I hope maybe the pay will start to reflect it. It's crazy that the essential workers tend to be on the lower end of the pay scale, but they're essential, man. That's the part that really out about it.
The thing is, people discovered in 2020 if their job was essential or not.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I discovered was essential? I never knew liquor stores were essential. They are. They're considered essential.
I know. They kept the peace.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, we know the marijuana dispensaries.
The marijuana dispensaries are considered essential. That's right.
They got to keep you drunk and high to deal with this.
Because the dispensaries in New York State the marijuana is considered medicine.
That's right. And I got my card. And I have my marijuana card.
There you go.
I got problems. I got back, shoulder.
Marijuana.
Can I get some of that from a lumbago? You know what I
mean? Yeah. Alcohol is essential, man. Alcohol is essential.
Oh man. Yo, listen, number 7, my brother. We all miss him, Brother Chadwick.
That was a big loss.
That one I think shocked everyone because the brother was so dope. He should have got an award for just doing work, having cancer, and still showing up to work, and nobody knew it. and he delivered on everything. I mean, he has a new one on Netflix now. I think this might be
That's his last. That was his
saw
last
that
movie.
last night.
Yeah,
amazing, bro.
Yeah,
Already's Black Bottom.
Black,
right?
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last movie he made.
Yeah, Denzel produced. Amazing, bro.
I'm gonna check it out tonight, man. Like
check that out, bro. It was no joke.
Everybody that sees that show, go on there and watch it and support that. Definitely go on there and support
it's easy to watch. It is wonderful. You'll be like, it's incredible. And Viola Davis, of course, you know what I mean?
She's in it too.
Did she have a snot bubble in this one? Did she cry with a snot bubble?
I don't think she had, but she did have some gold teeth, so that was nice.
Yeah, grills.
Yeah, she had a grill.
She had to gain weight for that, and she still couldn't make weight, and she had to put in a fat suit.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that Chadwick, man, we're gonna miss that brother. The next one was another one that we lost, an icon. This is a big brother, my frat brother, brother John Lewis, and CT Vivian. So I almost got CT Vivian. I forgot about that one, Jamie. Yeah, John Lewis was big time, man. People like I know a lot of young people don't know who he is. They thought they just heard about him probably this last year, maybe two, when it the stuff he did over the years. But he was the last brother that was with Dr. King. That was the last brother that made the I Have a Dream speech, the March on Washington. Yep. John Lewis was really, really cool brother. I met John Lewis once, and then I met him in passing one time at the African American Museum. But I met him when he came to Benedict College a couple of years back. Yeah,
I saw him when I was in Houston. One of my friends, her church, he came there when Beto was running, and saw John Lewis. It's amazing just to even have a chance to see him in person. So yeah, definitely. We need to stand on his shoulders. Absolutely.
Yep, him and CT. Yep. And then we already said this, but we're gonna bring it up again. Our brother that set up the year, we should have known this was gonna be a bad year. His brother was dynamic, and the passing Kobe Bryant is deep because not only did Kobe pass, and we all know we all gonna pass it, but how he passed and who he died with his daughter and his daughter's friends and stuff like that. That was traumatic, and it could have been a preventable death, and that's what I think hurt us the most, and that happened that way. I mean,
the suddenness of it, the way it could have been prevented, and then just the reaction and the coming together of various communities. The way it kind of galvanized people in a way that maybe we kind of needed to share some pain, you know what I mean, together and share our moments together with Kobe. We really could have used, you know what I mean, on that level too. I think that was kind of, almost cathartic on a level, in some ways, you know what I mean. So it's as sad as it was also cathartic, you know what I mean, and we were just kind of able to just emote. And everybody remembers where they were when they got the information,
It's one of those situations you knew exactly where you were and what you were doing when you heard the news about Kobe passing.
But the internet is so foul that you hear a lot of people. Like I heard Eddie Murphy died like 1,000 times. He was one of the people that they just kept saying died. You ever heard that? It was like Eddie was one of the people that they used to be Eddie Murphy. It was always a rumor. And so I thought when I heard the Kobe, I thought it was just a rumor. I thought it was an internet rumor. And then when it starts coming in, news travels so fast. And man, it's just tough. It makes you look at your own mortality.
Because I think that's set off. That's when people start looking at getting life insurance policies and stuff like that. Because this guy had all the money in the world. He's only in his early 40s, and to go that man, that hurt. That really hurt.
Yeah.
It was like the blues almost, man. You know what I mean? Like everybody could just kind of. You had all this buildup of things that was going on with people, man. You just say things that. It just made you look at life different,
And D, you're right. You're right. People definitely have to make sure they get insurance policy, keep them paid up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's very important as well. You know what I mean? Because I know how many families I've dealt with where people weren't able to pay for funerals. You know what I'm saying? And then putting the family in more financial debt as a result of the funeral.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. That right there. This year.
I paid a lot of money to GoFundMe's, man. Between a lot of people. This year alone, I sent a lot of GoFundMe money off, man.
And the thing is, the younger you get it, the younger you get life insurance, actually, the cheaper it is.
It is, yeah.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna do a show on that. That's what we gotta do. A show. Like
we gotta get a show
whole
on
life
that
and
too.
term life. We definitely gonna do a show on that. So the number 3 is our first black vice president.
Yes,
Miss Kamala Harris. Well, I'm not a big fan of, but
right. But you know what? Right. She got a lot. Listen. She got a lot. If we asking questions, she got a lot to answer for, right? But considering what we're coming through, We just got to take somebody that just doesn't look like a joke, and then we just got to put in there and just see what's happening, see what comes out of it, man. You know,
yeah, you got to give her a chance. You got to give her a shot,
and and see. And,
brother, at this point, I'll take Megan Thee Stallion.
Right, that's what I'm saying, bro. This dude we just left behind, bro.
Yeah.
Got us looking crazy.
But anything is a step up from anything's a step up from him.
But no, I like Kamala. I like her as a senator. I love the way she would go in any hearing. I don't care what. She start off with the protocol, like, thank you for coming, glad to see you, and then she just goes in. I like that, but I know a lot of people have a problem with her as a prosecutor. But I just, in the Senate, I thought she just got busy. You know what I mean? And plus, I thought she was really cool with Obama. I used to love their interaction early on. So, but again, to see the history, to see the first black male president, first female black VP, it's just a great time to live. I can only imagine that people that lived years and years before us could not imagine. I mean, some people couldn't imagine eating at a lunch counter or walking in, sitting in front of the bus. But then to see this, the top of the government, is beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think we need to. I think there's some young sisters, young girls that need to see her be in her position, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just we need that just on another level, just maybe even on a symbolic level. We just need her there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, we gotta support that system.
Yep.
Yeah, I said this on one of the past shows. It did surprise me that a woman of color became the vice president or president before a white woman. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that white women actually prefer to have a white male as their vice president or their president. Now, because Hillary Clinton ran for president and she lost, and majority of white women in America still voted for Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that kind of reveals something to me, that white American women do not want to see a female in office in the White House. So.
Right, and I think the other thing is this: the fact that she's a VP behind the oldest presidential president ever elected. So I mean, there's a great chance. Well, I shouldn't say it like that because it sounds foul. But I mean, put like this. But
say I said it.
But like this, she need to be on the sidelines warming up. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah. All. Joe's gonna see the upper room maybe before the next 4 years.
See,
come on, D. Come on,
D, because he got the alley oop it. He ain't gonna take it.
Yeah.
All right. The number
D
2.
gonna say that shit. D gonna say that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it.
You know that. You gonna say it.
Hey, I might be a little high on the show. No, let's fuck with y'all. I'm gonna drink this one. Oh man, look at Jamie there. Number 2, brother George Floyd, sister Breonna Taylor, brother Aubrey, and brother Elijah McCain.
Yeah, very tragic.
That set off the trend. I think that was one of the nails in the coffin for this presidential race for a lot of other people, a lot of other seats too. And Rodney, you could probably talk a lot about how it should change police departments and how they police people, especially people in our Black and Latino communities. But we sacrifice. Sometimes, like and Kelvin, you can do the biblical stuff. You throw some words, but the sacrifice always happens for a greater movement. And these people, like they will sacrifice for us, hopefully, as people to come together, and also for the change policies in government.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from a person that has law enforcement background, like when I saw the George Floyd incident, I was horrified by it. It, and I think the mistake that law enforcement made was, they wouldn't come openly out and just condemn it. You know what I mean? And that was my problem with it. That was one of my problems with it. Like, where I felt like a lot of people in the departments all over this nation should have came together and said, no, we're not going to tolerate that, and basically hung this guy from the rafters. And it just seems like, how people came out, slandered this guy, victimized the victim, went in the guy's background, tried to find everything possible about him to villainize him, when you just sat there and watched a man just be, just murdered right in front of your eyes. Like I said, I was horrified by it. And then like I said, and to see law enforcement like stand behind it, I just was disgusted by it. Disgusted.
Yeah. Right. I think this was a year where I guess your average Joe Blow white guy or white woman could see all the things that we have been
complaining about,
yeah. From not just the death, but from the cover up, as you say, you know what that comes afterward, the assassination of the character afterward. You know what I mean? Just the media spin that comes afterward. It's just something when you see something like that is just completely indefensible, time after time after time, and then you see the same script happen time after time after time. It's the same reaction. It's got to lead critics after a while. Even if you came in skeptical, you have to be like, man, I just keep seeing it myself now, and I keep hearing about it. Now I'm seeing it. It's got to leave a mark somewhere.
Yeah, it's like just Scott said, even white people were horrified by what they had saw. You know, well, most white people, some white people still feel like
there was nothing.
It was nothing. The police are right no matter what.
And they don't
that's just the way it is.
Yep, and they don't see
no value. They don't see no value
in our lives. Like they just released a new tape on the brother Aubrey, the white man just standing around and get cuffed. He's walking around with blood on him. That was insane and crazy.
That was what they basically did on that scene was basically they automatically assumed that the white guys were right. They automatically assumed that they were the good guys without the investigation. Now you come on a scene, you see somebody shot, they got guns, and there's somebody laying on the ground. Guess what? Everyone's supposed to get cuffed up, and you figure it out later on. But basically, you knew that I think the father was a retired police officer.
Yep.
So, and then I think the officer was familiar with the father. You know what I mean? But they gave them entirely too much courtesy in not knowing what was going on. They basically should have been handcuffed.
Yep. And number one, we go back again. I'm sorry, I went to break. I did the list wrong. But COVID-19, it was horrible. Still a topic. I mean, it's kind of started in March, and now we're in December. We have over 300,000 deaths. I forgot 17 million people have caught the virus. Hopefully in 2021 that we get past. Some people start getting. Whatever you want to do with the shots, getting the shots and not getting the shots. But hopefully we see some light at the end of this tunnel. But COVID-19 is the story, the topic. I think that they changed the election. I think it changed everything in the world. How we gonna go move forward?
Yeah, I think you can make an argument that it has touched either directly or indirectly every other subject that we've mentioned on this list. You know what I mean? So from online workers to essential workers or anything else, you know what I mean? Even down to the coverage of news and everything. I think it's touched everything, man.
Yeah. The thing is, like, not life was like taken away from us as what we considered normal, as a normal life. Going out to eat, going to the movies. I mean, you can't. I mean, me and my wife used to go to the movies all the time. I can't even remember the last time we went to the movies, And look how many, movie theaters are probably not going to come back. There's a movie theater by my house that went out of business. It's not going to reopen, So there's a lot of things that's not going to come back from COVID. A lot of people are going to be financially damaged. But there's also a lot of corporations that capitalized off COVID. They made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I thought movie theaters were going out of business because I was sneaking in the movies.
Yes, what you go to?
Bro, I go in at 1 o'clock, bro. I ain't leaving the movie theater at 8 o'clock.
I just want to take a moment.
Especially downtown Brooklyn.
We're never gonna get anywhere.
The Court Street Theater is the best place to sneak in. But now since it's closed, I can say that. I can say that. Court Street, Brooklyn.
Oh, man. I tell you the good thing about the movies, they pushed a lot of movies back. They pushed that big movie Batman back. And I don't like Batman. I hate Batman.
I don't like Brad said Nate Robinson was
word. Honorable mention, Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson.
It's been a few weeks and Nate still can't get up. Damn Nate.
All right, look, this is what it is, though. Coming to America, that's what I'm waiting for. Coming to America 2, although Leslie Jones is the mother of his child in there. So I got to talk to you about that. Yeah, but anyway, it's coming in March.
Somebody said Nate Robinson and the Popeye chicken sandwich.
But I thought it was last year Popeyes. It came out this year. I can't remember, man.
Scott wants to know why I don't like Batman. First, the reason I don't like Batman is because Batman's not a superhero. Batman paid to be a superhero. He's a rich man.
White privilege.
Correct. He's the epitome of white privilege. Just like Iron Man. Iron Man did the same thing. He had a whole bunch of money to make himself a superhero. Yep. And basically, as a result of white privilege, that's why I don't like Batman. Now, Batman is probably and I'm gonna go in now on Batman since you brought it up. Batman's probably the only superhero you could walk up to him and punch him in his face and get away with it. Try walking up to Wolverine and punching him in the face. You lose your arm. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Batman.
All right, the real talk, Rodney. Did something happen between you and Batman? Was there
anything? Yeah. I don't like that.
This is deeper than
this. Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
So listen, man. Listen, hey, we're all that talking. We still got our sponsors coming back, man. So,
yeah.
Rodney, can you talk about this promos coming up right now?
Yo, we got a sponsor, Real Life Brand 68, and they're basically an apparel company. We got some positive, strong messages on T-shirts, hoodies, men and women apparel, and winter coats and jackets and stuff like that. But they decided that they were going to be a sponsor for us on this show, and we are happy to have them. So we're going to go to that commercial, Jamie. Hit them.
Hit them.
Nice.
I like that. You know me, I wear my woke as fuck shirts everywhere. I don't give a fuck what it means.
That's right.
I don't give a damn. So listen, we wanted to do something different, like we said before. We want to make sure, like that's what I'm talking about. We want to make sure that we, like, people that support us, we want to make sure we support them. And the thing in our community, we talk about the natives, but the natives got to understand we have to start circulating our resources. So we have a platform here, and we have our friends that have their own businesses. Well, we got to support each other. So we want to start showcasing every single month someone we know with a business. If you making anything, jewelry, if you spray painting stuff, please let us know. So we got our first person that answered the call. This is my sister. I've known her for a long, long, long time. She has a great product that I use every single day. People think my beard, I don't dye my beard, people. My beard is black. The sister gives me the natural juices and berries.
Well, whatever you take and give me some, because it ain't working over here.
Listen. I'm waiting for her to make a product to make my hair grow back. Once you get that, I'm straight. But this is my sister Tia and her company, TT Butter. Jamie, can you bring in our sister Tia, please?
Hey, Tia.
Hey,
how you doing?
What up, sis?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. I see some beards. I see y'all talking mad shit. I see some beards and berries.
I got mine on.
Put your boys on. You better tell them.
Listen. I tell them, like, I'm for real with it. I really do have my butters there. I ain't playing no games, man. I treat my face every day. I treat my face every day. Every day, treat my face.
Love you too.
Yeah. So tell us about your business, Tia. What you got for us?
All right, TT's butter company started in about 2016. I started the line to help my nephews with their eczema. And so my first product was Bubba Butter. And because I call my nephews Bubba, that was their body butter, right? So Bubba Butter is a cult favorite. If you've got extremely dry skin, eczema, or psoriasis of the scalp, you have it on your neck, your back, wherever, Bubba is going to help you. And I'm telling you, it's magical.
It helps with ashy elbows.
Ashy elbows. And for the guys, I've got a machismo butter because, you know, men feel some kind of way about wanting to put on lotion. So y'all out here using Vaseline.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Okay. Nobody's using Vaseline.
Not me.
Okay.
What you got for the feet?
Machismo, body butter, Bubba butter. We've got a couple of things that can help out anything that's going on with our skin. So yeah, I do have an oil for your hair. I'm growing hair. As you can see, I'm trying to cover some of it. But yeah, we trust oils for your hair. We have the men's line, which is the Beard Collective. It has a beard oil, beard wash, beard balm, and Machismo body butter. Machismo smells similar to the men's beard care products, so a lot of guys like it. It's light enough that it's not going to conflict with your cologne, so you could layer. That's one of those things that a lot of women do. We layer our scent, and so our body butter is going to smell different from our perfume, and it works the same way with men. Your body butter will smell different than your cologne, but it's all going to layer and it's going to linger. That's what you really want. And so for guys, you know, that beard balm, that wash, that oil, it's essential to do it every day. And Zaman, he'll tell you, you know, you have to start with it every day. Stop using your hair shampoo, your girl's shampoo on your face. It wasn't developed for the sensitive skin on your face. Is going to strip all the oils out of your face. And you're going to be around here with beard drift and you don't even know, right? You done walked up on guys before and they've got beard drift. And it's like, yo, my man, something's in your beard right here. Get that. And it's actually dandruff because the skin under your beard is dry.
Wow,
So,
I thought it was Chinese food that was in his beard.
it could be a little bit of anything, right? It could be crust from all kinds of other stuff. So
Hey.
another show. That's another show. But no, for real. So, you know, TT started with, you know, the idea of just helping my nephews with their eczema. And it just kind of birthed into all kinds of products. We've got the beard care line. We've got 3 body butters, hair oil. I have a detox clay that you can use below the belt oil called Sweet Spot, which is unisex and it's for your sweet spot. We could talk about that. We've got lip balm, Sweet Spot.
What do you mean sweet spot?
What is Sweet Spot?
Yeah, what mean sweet spot?
I don't have a sweet spot.
Oh, you got a sweet spot.
Hey, nobody talk about no booty buttons. No booty buttons.
No, it's not.
What's the sweet spot stuff?
Gentlemen, listen to me. So
Go for
Sweet
it.
Spot is for everyone, right? Because we all work out. We're all in. For women, if we're working out, we're in Lycra for a couple of hours. Guys, you're in gym shorts, right? Everything might not be as breathable as we would like for it to be. And we'll get in the shower and we're washing and scrubbing and you think you got it all. But what you don't know is that when she puts her face down there, she can still smell the gym.
Oh,
wow.
See, Derik, I told you.
Derik, that's why you got to manscape. That's why you got to manscape.
You know what? You learn something new every day, right?
This is what I'm saying.
And get TT.
There's still something going on. There's some residue.
There's still something going on up underneath. Like
so
you're saying
a little. Okay, so you're saying there could be a little bit of funk trapped in the creases.
Fact.
Okay.
And so Sweet Spot is for the creases.
Okay,
I got it
now I understand. I got it.
Right. And so it's going to smell different on everybody. And that's just Sweet Spot, right? Right there up under that crease. That's the Sweet Spot.
Okay. All right. Sweet Spot. All right.
Let me ask you a question about the beards, right? You see Derik and D have full beards. Like I have a very close beard. I can still use the beard butter for mine, even though it's not that heavy.
Absolutely. It's developed. My father wears a goatee.
Okay.
And a mustache. Yeah. He has a goatee and a mustache just right here.
Okay.
And he uses it.
Okay, good.
Let me ask you this question. Are we just damaging our skin and don't realize it? Like, for instance, we go to the barber shop. I know I do. After they'll shave me, they'll spray alcohol. And I heard that's terrible for your skin. Is that accurate? I guess it dries it out.
Very accurate. It dries it out. A lot of our products, because we're not flipping that bottle over, reading the label. That was the other reason why I developed the products, because when I decided to go to a plant-based eating life, you know, that's just my whole life is just plants. Every time I picked up something, a product, I'm reading the back of it. It's got a bunch of stuff in it I couldn't recognize. Mm-hmm. Alcohol is a main offender in a lot of our products because it helps a number of things. It helps oils and waters kind of blend together, right? So you'll find alcohol in a lot of things that you wouldn't think is necessary. It will dry your skin out. And so a lot of guys going to the barbershop, you're getting that tape right here. Mm-hmm. He's hitting you with the razor. You're getting razor burn. right? And you'll see a guy with razor burn. It's darker up here than it is closer to his hairline. That's the razor burn. So you want to treat that. You've got to get a butter on your face. Got to get off the alcohol. It's good for an astringent to clean it out, but you don't want to hit yourself with that alcohol every day and not be replenishing those oils. So TT's line will help you guys with all of that. And it's okay. You can't look at taking care of yourself and your skin as being feminine, right? Everyone has to take care of their skin. Your skin is your largest organ. And for us, as melanated people, we've got to go the extra mile for sure. So TT's is for you. I got something for everybody.
You got products for facials and stuff too?
Absolutely. TT's detox clay that'll help you with your facial.
Okay. You got bath stuff, all kind of stuff on the web. Tia, where can people find you at?
TT's www.tetesbutterco.com. TT's Butter Co. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can find me online. I ship. I do a lot of shipping to New York.
Yep. Well, you ship to me. So and guys, I gotta say also with a product, it does make your bed. Women, guys gotta understand, it makes your bed softer. So when you hugging your lady and stuff like that, so it's softer. It does smell real good. I put it on every day. I shower every single. That's how I wash my face with our product. That's all I use. I don't use no soap on my face.
Definitely, that's the other piece. You want that beard hair to soften up. You want it to push out of the skin. You don't want it to curl back. So you have to exfoliate. Gentlemen, underneath here, those razor bumps, your skin's getting dry, that razor is cutting you up. You definitely want to be exfoliating your skin. So I have a whole product line to help you all with that.
Okay.
But definitely, she won't tell you, or maybe she will. It's rough on her thighs and she doesn't like it. So
it's a children's show. It's a children's show.
Get that TT's to help you out with it.
We don't want those. We don't want that problem. Yeah, we gotta go to TT.
You don't want those problems.
No problem.
Gotta make everything look feel good, man.
Tia, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I love you too.
I love you,
Tia, look for my order. I'm gonna order some.
It's coming. Mine too. It's coming.
I tell all the brothers, especially the brother. I know sisters can get our products. She had great women products, but I'm telling you, brothers, the products are the truth. I'm telling you now. I love
Thank you.
All right, TT.
Thank you.
Later, baby.
You.
Love you, girl.
Love you too, guys.
All right.
Bye.
All right. That's
There's me. I moved up. Yo, I thought Jamie promoted me for a minute. Yo, you saw you put me big on the screen. I said, "Oh shit, I got a raise."
So we have another person coming on today. And Derik, can you bring this person on for us?
Oh, yeah. This is one of the. This is an incredible person.
No. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
This is an incredible person. All right. I want y'all to come out and enjoy it. She's often in the comments during the show, and she is an amazing businesswoman, amazing person, and an amazing cake decorator. And she's very close to me. Her name is Derik Bazemore, Bella Latina Cakes.
Wow.
My wife.
All right.
Yo, that Hennessy cake is going to sell out.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yo, amazing stuff there. Amazing stuff. Very impressive.
Those are hot.
The natives love Hennessy.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah,
They love it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
she'll do a white Hennessy cake. She'll be a millionaire in an hour.
Yeah.
She should make a white Hennessy cake says duty free.
Bro, I'm telling you, she does some stuff,
man,
man, that amazes me, man. You know, so
Wow.
so yeah, I'm hoping, you know, that's her at the end. But she's a wonderful person, wonderful wife, of course, and I'm very blessed and lucky.
Beautiful.
Yes, Derek. Let's bring her on. Let's bring her on.
Yeah, I'm waiting on her. Yeah, there we go. Hey, honey. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Hi, everybody.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah. How you doing?
You guys, thank you so much for having me on tonight.
No problem.
Welcome. Let me ask you the first question. What made you get into cake baking?
Oh gosh, I got into cake baking about 19 years ago. I was living in another state, and I needed to make some extra money. And so, because I had a corporate gig and I needed to make some extra money, so I kind of tapped into some childhood memories because my great-grandparents had a bakery in Costa Rica. I grew up with my mother making custom cakes on the side. And so I said, oh, I could do this. So I thought. And so, yeah, I started doing cakes. And it didn't start off all that great, but, you know, I've been in the game 19 years now. And so it's definitely gotten better.
So you could probably do it in your sleep now.
Yeah. Sometimes I do it in my sleep because I wake up like, oh, wait, I forgot. Oh, shoot.
Hey, listen, I need you to make a cake for Derek. It's gonna be a feet with pedicure cake. You're gonna have a feet and a scraper and a pumice stone. I want that one. That's what I want for Derek.
Make sure
about the pumice stone. I'm finding information out there.
Make sure you make the toenails real long.
That's not gonna be accurate because I hate to break it to you. My husband has better looking feet than most women.
Oh!
Look how I sat back. Look how I sat back.
He sat back.
Say that one more time.
I sat back and I watched it. I'll give it to him, and I was like, "Look, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell it."
Let me ask you this question. From my perspective, I have to perform weddings every now and then. And it just dawned on me one day, like, if I don't make it there, these people are not married, and any mistake could be. So I'm thinking about you when you have the pressure. What is the pressure like to come up with a cake that is so important to people's special event? Do you feel a certain pressure when you have to just nail it?
You know, I feel pressure whether it's a wedding cake or it's, you know, a cake to feed 6 people. Because the thing about my job is, you know, how you can go to, let's say, your day-to-day job, and, you know, if you have a bad day, your boss is not going to really say anything. Right. You know, okay, someone's tired, or they had a rough week or whatever, or something's going on. I don't get that. You know, right. I have to be 100% for every single person. So if I'm putting 15 cakes out a week, I have to be on it 15 times. I don't get to have a bad day. So whether it's a small or it's a big cake, it's always pressure to bring my best self to that cake so that client can be wowed.
Because their occasion is their occasion. It may be a one-shot deal.
And it's important to them. So it has to be equally as important to me.
Correct. This is your brand. Your name, your face is on this. You have to stand by it. Yeah, let me ask you a question. What's the strangest cake somebody's asked you to make?
The Derek cake.
Yo, Derek got a new nickname. His name is Sugarfoot now. Sugarfoot, or AKA Sweet Toes.
I'm just trying to tell my business. Watch it.
It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. No, but what's the strangest cake you ever made?
Oh goodness, I don't know, because I have turned down cakes. You know, people say, "Will you make?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do that." No, I don't do that. Yeah, but I've done so many interesting things. You know, I love doing interesting things that I've never done before, like a human heart, for example.
Wow.
I did a human heart for a cardiologist at the Cohen's Children's Hospital out there by LIJ.
Okay.
That surgeon happened to save the life of my client's 7-year-old daughter.
Wow.
So
wow. That's
that
deep. That's deep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
deep.
yeah. That was something else. I've done things like a physical, like a corset, like a woman's corset, black and purple. Just so many different interesting things. And I've been doing this for years. So of course my memory escapes me of all the things that I've done, to be quite honest with you. But the human heart cake is definitely one of the fan favorites. People love the money cake for some reason, where it's actual, edible money on the cake and around the cake. That is a huge fan favorite.
That's the natives. That's the natives.
Yeah, I was the native. I was one of them. I was one of them. Yeah.
I make it rain cake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's native. That's native. We know different cakes. Native cake. You know what I'm saying? We know working class people
that
cake.
Banana pudding cake. Yeah, that's
banana
pudding
cake.
Yeah, well, she makes this banana pudding cake, bro. I don't know if you like banana pudding. Anybody likes banana pudding? Oh my God, that's the life changer. I call that the life changer.
Derik, does it keep you on your toes?
Oh yeah. That's to make me come home on time cake right there.
Okay, what is your favorite cake?
Oh, good question.
Mine?
Yeah.
In terms of flavor or design?
No, I'm talking about that you like when you eat cake. What is your favorite?
Somebody else's.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, let me explain to you why I say that. Because I've been doing this a long time. I know my cake is good. I know my cake is really good because I have recipes that are from my mother, and I have imported, vanillas and different things that I get from all over the world. So I know my stuff is good, but I'm used to my stuff. So when, my best friend wants to bake me a cake, or my cousin wants to bake me a cake, or my sister, that's the cake I love because it doesn't taste like my cake.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Oh. So what is the pressure for Derik on your birthday? Derik, what do you do on your birthday with cake?
On Facebook, every year I go on Facebook for my birthday and I beg for somebody to bake me a cake. And it don't have to be fancy. They can literally go to the grocery store and get a box cake and some box icing and bake me a cake. But the fact that they would do it and put their love into it, I love that cake.
There was a young girl who was a young girl who made the cake for you one time. She made a young girl.
Daughter Jordan. Yeah, Tanisha's daughter Jordan. When she was 10 years old, one of my clients, her daughter is like, Miss Norette is my cake lady. So for my birthday, her mom was like, Miss Norette wants a birthday cake, and Jordan was like, I'll make it. And they brought me the cake from Central Ice Slip. The little girl made me a birthday cake, the best birthday cake.
Wow.
It was awesome for a million reasons. But the coolest birthday cake I've ever had, I have to admit, was the one I made for my 40th birthday, and it was a pink KitchenAid mixer.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Did you own an Easy Bake Oven at one point in your life?
I might have. I don't remember.
That's where everybody used to get their start at. The Easy Bake Oven was just a heat lamp or something, right? You guys remember the Easy Bake Oven?
Yeah, I remember.
They used to throw down with the Easy Bake. Yeah, they used to throw down with that.
Yo, listen, be honest with you, I wanted to be a baker. My father wouldn't let me go to school for that. When he was going to high school, I was going to go to Park West. My father old school Southern man, so he thought it was going to be gay or something like that. So he's like, nah, my son ain't going there. So I'm going to keep it a buck. That's real talk. My father said, nah. He's old school. He's like, nah, you're not doing that. And now look at the money I could have been making.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but D, your cakes would be all revolutionary and stuff like that.
I didn't make one cake.
One cake with a black fist, right? Or a Public Enemy cake.
So let me ask you this question, and I'll be honest with you. And anybody that runs a business, we still have to do business with the natives. So how has it been from the business side? We know you have the skill set. Is the business side? I'm sure a lot of people look at your business like every day is just happy. You're making cakes and everything. But the business side, how has that been dealing with the client base?
You know what? My clients, for the most part, they're awesome because they trust me.
Oh.
And so, they send me their vision, and I would say half the time, not even half the time, probably more than half the time, they're going, Norette, this is what I want. I know you're going to bring me something fabulous. Most of the time. I do have the occasional pain in the butt who wants to try to micromanage me, but I've learned how to manage down and get them off of me so I can do what I do. I'm like, you called me and you got referred to me 9 times out of 10. So it's because I know what I'm doing. I need you to let me do what I do.
Right.
But I love my clientele, and I'm thankful. I have a mixed clientele. You know, it's not just quote unquote the natives. I have clientele from all walks of life, backgrounds, careers, degrees, non-degrees, everything.
Christopher McBride paid you a great compliment. He said your cakes are yummy and they're delicious. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you.
And Dana's in these comments too. She said, chocolate cake will slap your mom, slap somebody. Yeah, it will. You know.
This is my last question to you. How are you? And I think Nikki might have said this also. When you go to another place at a restaurant, you have someone else's cake. Do you ever say like, "Oh hell no, this ain't it"? As a cake.
Okay,
like
so that happens to me often. You know, when I go places, and because people know I'm a cake maker, they're always watching me to see if I eat the cake. So even if it's terrible, I gotta be like, "Oh, this is nice."
Yeah. But Dana's asking about the soprano actor who came through from The Soprano.
I tell you, I would never shade anybody. One thing that I'm really big on is helping others. And so I'm actually, you know, I'm thankful that I get to mentor other cake makers where they call me and ask me for advice, and I'm happy to share. You know, I don't give out recipes. Don't ask me that. But I'm happy to share about techniques and how I figured this out and where to get this particular thing. And, you know, so I do like that aspect of it, being able to mentor other cake, you know, interested cake makers, whether they're my age or younger.
All right. Where can people find you at?
You guys can find me. I'm real easy to find. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, at BellaLatinaCakes.com. You can text me directly at 516-429-9411. I have business hours, so, you know, feel free to scan my pages and find out what my business hours are, because that's when I respond.
But wait a minute, we're burying the lead. What's the soprano actor story someone just asked about? Soprano actor that came to your door, is that?
Oh yeah, I did a cake for one of the guys that was on The Sopranos. I can't remember the gentleman's name because it's been probably close to 10 years ago now. But yeah, he wanted a chocolate raspberry cake.
Wow.
And so yeah, I did a cake for
very,
big
very
guy.
nice.
Or whatever.
And he came himself.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today, sister. We love you. I know Derik loves you.
Thanks.
And you can do his feet later on today. That's the only way I know this brother got nice feet, because you must be doing them on the low. You don't have to blow him up on the show, but we know you're doing that work for him. You know what I'm saying? So,
thank you for genetics. Good genetics, brother. Good genetics. There you go.
All right, sister.
Thank you.
Oh man,
Bye,
sister. Bye. Oh man, that's funny. Derik, we ain't gonna live this down, Derik, man. We're gonna get on you.
Calvin got a promotion. Calvin, you got a promotion.
Just for a second. They always give it to you and take it right back.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, no. There's a rumor that Derik done had a foot transplant. That's what it is. You done had work done.
Derik is wearing that white man's feet.
Let me tell you something. You know your wife is good at making cakes when she get a soprano, actor from Sopranos, and don't remember who he was to come to the door.
Yeah, it was my man.
Yeah. You know, that's when you know you're good with yours. That was good.
So Rod, can you lead us to our next person in commercial?
Yeah. We got our next entrepreneur who is coming along. She's a great friend of mine. I love her personally. I think she's an awesome person. She makes beautiful head wraps, masks, and she is.
I think we're going Lisa. No, we're going Lisa. Lisa.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then I'm lost. Then I guess you got to do that. Then
okay. So our next person is our sister Lisa, who actually did our photo shoots.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold that thought. I'm gonna come back with that one.
Okay. All right.
But go ahead,
Jamie. Do we have a commercial, Sammy? right, all right.
Nice
capturing the people, man. So, Sister Lisa, can we bring Lisa into the studio, Jamie?
Hey,
Lisa.
Lisa, what up? Yo, what up?
You blowing up?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Hanging in there. Can't complain.
Still doing COVID, capturing the moments. I see you capturing the moments. That camera you got there.
Yeah, I tried. I started my business February of this year. I had been taking pictures forever, but I started my photography business about a month before COVID. And it was an interesting journey, put it that way. I did about 40 families with the quarantine porch photos back in April, where I would, go to houses and use my telephoto lens and take pictures of people on their porches. And some people didn't have porches, but it was fine. That's where I started. Actually, right before COVID, I did my first maternity shoot. It was like February 8th. We were lucky here. It was about 40 degrees that day. And I did two maternity shoots. And then we got shut down. So I've been very fortunate to be able to photograph people. I did a lot of photographs for graduates, kids that graduated 2020. I did many family portraits. And over the summer, when sports started to open back up, I was able to do league photography because that's one of the things I really wanted to get into. So I was able to capture people who were actually playing because a lot of the sports in New York are shut down. So I was able to get a bunch of makeshift leagues and kids together and take some pictures.
Lisa, let me ask one thing that people may not know about you. Your brilliance is I've seen you do a shoot with 4 people. One of them will be a sex symbol, and the other 3 would be all right. But you make everybody feel equal. How do you do that? Like that, it's just amazing how I've actually seen you do that. So how is that done?
Who's the sex symbol, Kelvin? Who's the sex symbol?
Well, I don't want to leak information out. I just want her, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings and stuff.
You guys were a lot of fun to take pictures of because you all have very different personalities. And what I like to do is I like to see how you work together and see the different personalities. A lot of times it's difficult, especially with family dynamics, depending on what happens to be going on that day or whatever. But, you just try and for me, you have to wing it. It's like, I took pictures of a 2-year-old and I think I must've did 200 shots and, 170 of them were her backside running away. So, I was exhausted that day. I was exhausted. I have to rethink my pool of what I want to take pictures of, but 2-year-olds, I'm not too sure about. But, I like taking candid photos. I like taking photos of people in their element without really posing. I enjoy those more than posed photography. I think the pictures come out a lot better. But with adults, it's a lot easier to take pictures because people follow instructions. It's a lot easier. And
right.
It's been a journey. It's been a journny.
Yeah.
Lisa, how do you manage expectations, with clients? Like, and what's your process like?
That's my man in the back. He always coming through. My man coming through.
The mattress popped up.
We never know what you're gonna get. But how do you manage expectations? You know what I mean? Because sometimes you may have a client that may just come in and say, "Hey, they almost want to take over your shoot almost." Say, "Hey, get us over here and take us over here," and that kind of thing. How did you kind of manage that? And what's your process like when you kind of come in and I guess communicate a vision to your client? What's that like?
Well, it's funny. I had a client like that. I had an hour shoot with a family of 5, and you know, the mom was like, oh, I want to shoot over by here, and I want to shoot over by here. And, you know, for me, it's more of a learning experience. So there are questions that I need to ask beforehand. You know, all children are different, and a lot of children are on the spectrum, you know, but I'll figure that out 10 minutes into a shoot. And then maybe I'll have the parent go, oh, you know, my son is, you know, he's a little on the spectrum. Yeah, I know, I figured that out. But, you know, some people, I want to take a picture over here. Well, I can't take a picture there because you're in the sun. You know, sun is not your friend when you're taking pictures, you know. So people are like, oh, I want to no, let's go over here, you know, and I will kindly lead people to where they need to go. Oh, I want to take a picture under that willow tree. Well, that willow tree is like 300 yards away. Do you want me to get you, or do you want me to get the tree? Because I'm not going to be able to do both. So, you know, I mean, I try to give people what they want. And it's funny because sometimes they'll get their photo gallery and they'll be like, oh, what happened to the photos with us? Blah, blah. They just didn't come out right. It's, you know, a lot of times it's funny. It's a crapshoot. You know, elements and kids and you know, whether it's really sunny or it's really cloudy, or, you know, taking pictures of you guys with your backs to the sun, y'all are bald and it was shining off your heads, and, you know,
Yeah.
You know,
and our heads are huge too.
And you know, just have to, you got to sort of just play with the areas. You know, I don't have my own personal studio. That's one of my things I'm working towards next year is being able to rent studio space where I can control the elements a lot better. But where I'm at, there's not a lot of area. People don't have space for studios. But that's something that I'm hoping to do. I also have a portable studio where I have backdrop and things in lighting and whatever, so I can bring that with me if that's necessary.
Can I ask you a question? Can you do a photo shoot for Derik's feet so he can be a foot model?
We got
we let it out. I got pretty feet.
His feet so pretty.
You're a nut. At least let me
look. There's some just like Norette said. There's some stuff I'm just not gonna do. I'm not gonna do.
With all of the technology, with I guess the iPhone and all these people who I guess people feel that they're photographers, I'm sure we still need the photographer, and explain to the people the difference between amateur photography and actually being under the direction of a professional photographer.
You know, these phones that they've come out with they're fabulous, to be honest with you. You know, you buy $1,000 phone, some cameras aren't even that expensive. You know, you can, so, you know, there are people that will use their phone and, you know, want to take all kinds of photos, but you don't have the interaction of the photographer with the client, right? So there are things that I may see in my client that they're not going to see behind their iPhone. I did a shoot on 2 Saturdays ago. People wanted to do Christmas cards and they wanted to do it outside their house. And the mom said to me, you know, my husband's tried it with the iPhone and the iPad and they came out, the iPhone and the tripod, and they came out horrible, but don't tell him I said that. That's what happens. You know, you can try, and sometimes people do really well, but, you know, if you spend a half an hour with me, I'm going to give you 25 photos that you're not going to be able to choose your favorite 5 from, because that's just, you know, people aren't necessarily aware of their surroundings and things that are around them and things that also make the picture, you know. So it's like when I go to a shoot, I like to get there early. I like to peruse the area, see what types of trees are around. You know, now it's dead, but, you know, in the spring and in the summer, see what type of trees are around. I don't want to get cars in the background. It's you know, it's everybody doesn't do the detail that needs to be done when doing a photo shoot with your phone.
Right.
You know, it may be easier to get around with your phone, but, you know, you are limited to what you're going to be able to do on your phone.
So Lisa, how can people find you?
My website is www.lifeinmotionphoto.com. They can call me at 646-528-7779. I'm looking for graduates. My new thing is doing graduate portraits. So if you have a graduate that's graduating in 2021 and they're an athlete or they're a musician or they're a dancer, I will do portraits of them in their elements, dressed up in their basketball uniform, in their tennis uniform, or whatever their, forte is, with their guitar, their violin, and make it packages reasonable for parents to purchase.
You do headshots and stuff too for people that are trying to get into modeling and everything as well?
I do. I will do headshots, and I will do, we call those fashion shoots. And those take a little more time, but it's definitely something that I do. And standard headshots for your LinkedIn and your resume, those are quick and easy and easy to do.
Shout out to anybody with some possible studio space for next year. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank
you.
you.
Lisa, we want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for photoshopping my beauty. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for everything, sister.
You're welcome. Thank you. Happy holidays to you guys.
You too. Continue success.
All right. Take care. Enjoy the holidays.
Bye-bye.
Right. So girl, Lisa.
Oh, Derik got a promotion.
So we're gonna run to our next. This person been giving us a lot of shine on it and sucking into our pocket with her commercials. So Jamie, can you play our next commercial? Yo, I'm a new one.
There you
go,
new
baby. One, baby. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, D.
What up, D?
That one matches the outfit crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Listen. I'm shining on them, baby. I'm shining on them out
there.
There
you go, kid. There you go.
So our next guest is the creator and owner of Margot Priestley. Can we bring Miss Sally Priest into the studios, producer Jamie?
Sally.
Hey, Miss Sally, how you doing?
Hey guys.
Hi.
How's everything?
What's up?
Great.
See, I'm matching you, D. I'm matching you today.
Oh, okay. We out here in these streets. We in these streets out here. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it out in these streets. So Miss Sally, what made you get into making head wraps and now because of COVID-19, you make the face mask? What made you get into that?
Yes, so I actually started Margot Priestley in 2018. We started with just turbans, and that was it. My mother and I actually have the business together, and I've always been a lover of fashion and style and being creative. And I wear a lot of like accessories and head wraps and scarves and hats. And I thought, wait a minute, I could make these. So we started making them. We started out just with a turban and it grew from there. So, and here we are 2 years later.
Miss Sally, did your mom teach you how to sew?
She
That's
did,
what you learned?
yes.
All right, how long have you
wanted to sew? I'm sorry, what was that, Rod?
No, how long has your mom's been sewing and how long have you been sewing too?
Okay, so mom's been sewing since like 1970 or something. I have no idea. Forever.
Forever. Okay.
I've been sewing for 2 years because she taught me. So yeah. And now sometimes I'm better than her. I'll just say that. We'll say that.
Okay,
Don't tell her I told you. Don't tell her I told you. Sorry, Mom.
I'm hoping that she's not watching, Miss Sally, because then she heard you.
She probably
I think this is, this is a double standard when it comes to men and women. Guys can go out and run to the store quickly and things like that, but women, the hair is always a consideration. And back in the day, some people would set us back and go out there with like a shower cap or something like that and just, make sure we couldn't get anywhere as a people. But you have really helped us. And so I just want to say I appreciate it. But that accessory, it's not always just for dressing up. Sometimes it may be just some casual ones as well. Is that right?
Absolutely. So, the collection we actually have out right now is called our cozy collection, because we're at home a lot. We're on our Zooms, we're running to the grocery store, we're running wherever we need to go. And sometimes we don't feel like getting all doctored up. So yeah, you can just throw on a turban. You can throw on what I have on right now, which is called one of our stretchies, which is kind of like a headband, and you can just go. So they're very versatile. Wear them all year round, all times throughout the day. We have customers who sleep in them. So it truly is a all day and all night affair with Margot Priestley.
Beautiful.
Nice
looking
stuff.
Nice. Yours looks great on you, and I think it's because it looks great. You look great. I'm seeing one on my screen that looks great itself, but the model you're gonna have to reassess that.
Yeah, I think you should try one on, Kelvin.
I noticed you got and I noticed you had a nice mask there too. You know what I mean? You got looks like you're doing some accessorizing with the mask as well. That was good. There you go.
And we started
Talk about
a little bit of background about the mask. So one of the things we started, in April, we started making masks to kind of support with COVID. And initially, every dollar that went to a mask, every dollar from a mask sold went to kind of a fund to provide fresh fruits and vegetables for a family that was in need. So it really is kind of like a labor of love for us. And of course, our wonderful customers, they always want things that match and coordinate and go together. So it was a natural progression to make a mask that actually, matches our head wraps or our turbans. In addition to that, too, for those who don't wear, let's say they don't like things on their head, we also now have earrings. These are nice things.
Nice.
So we have earrings, we have headbands, we have pins and brooches. So we have a full assortment that can really, add a little something, little pizzazz to your outfit.
Well, let me ask you this. A lot of people, the hard thing about this is the fun part. What about the business part? Is the business part a challenge, just trying to deal with, I don't want to say it, but the natives, and also just trying to just deal with the general public is always a challenge. So how's that been for you?
I have to say our customers are, I like to call them kind of like our family members and our Margot Priestley, people. They've actually been really amazing and supportive. And, every now and then we get a little something that may be a little off. But for the most part, I really have to say our customers are everything. Everything we do is for them, and they give us so much love and support. The business aspect is, being an entrepreneur, business owner is definitely, every day is different. So, and most people know this out there. One day you may get, you may sell $50. The next day you may sell $1,000. The next day you may not sell anything. So, just riding those waves. But for the most part, our support team has been truly wonderful. And we truly think that, Margot Priestley is well received out there. So I'm just incredibly blessed and grateful.
Okay, this last one for me. Really quickly. Well, last one. Give me one celebrity you'd like to see wearing it. Just one. If you could pick just one.
Okay, so Kelvin, I watched the show, so I may have to steal her from you. I don't know. She may like me more than she may like you. Beyonce.
I'd love to see it, and I believe it's gonna happen. You and I have to coordinate. We got to work that out because I want to be the one to give it to her. But we
Miss Sally, I want to pay you a compliment as a businesswoman, because during this COVID thing, a lot of businesses have not been able to adjust. You've been able to create new items that still kept your business running, the mask and stuff like that. You've been able to articulate to your clients that, listen, this is on the get up and go, even if you're just going out to the supermarket. And I respect that mindset as a woman, as a businesswoman. I like that. Keep doing your thing, girl.
Thank you.
And she got great packaging is off the hook.
Her packaging is off the hook, yeah.
Her packaging is off the hook.
Can I say one thing quickly about the mask as well? One thing that's really important to look at, just note out there with your mask, if you can blow out a candle or a flame or something through your mask, it is not working for you. Our masks are 3 layers. They have a non-porous, non-woven filter. They're very comfortable. They have toggles. They're adjustable. So, you know, we love what we do, but we also ensure that we put out a really great product, really great, you know, quality, because they're things I wear and that I love. And this is, you know, a labor of love. And one thing to point out as well is, you know, you mentioned, you know, that we sew. All of our headpieces, they're all made by hand. All these pearls, the pearls that you see that G has on, I literally put them on one by one. So you know that you're just getting a quality product made with love from Margot Priestley.
Awesome.
That's right. Thank you, Masali. How can people find you, Masali?
Yes. So we on Instagram and our website. That's at, you know, IG Margot Priestley. That's MarGeaux Priestley. And the one thing that we've done, because we just love your show so much, we're giving everyone that comes from this show and places an order 10% off on your first order by using the code Chop It Up.
Wow.
What's going on?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is an excellent businesswoman, a good business mind. I like that. Yeah.
Look, Masala, we all love you, sister.
Yes, we
Thank
do.
All right.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you.
Thank you so
Continued
much.
success.
Guys. Keep up the great work. You have an awesome show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Masala's dope.
Yo, listen, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Too bad a product can't make me grow hair yet. Her product can't make me grow hair. But listen.
All right,
So
this
now
one
we
is-
have we selling
I
people
got an
products.
idea. Quick idea. I'm
Go ahead.
get a picture of Masali's head wrap. Have Derik's wife put it on a cake, and then the photographer gonna shoot it, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cross.
And we gotta figure we gotta do Tia's product in it somehow. And Tia.
Yeah. So with the shea butter, well, I'll be wearing that when I go and orchestrate all this. So that's how we're gonna do it.
Nah,
So
it's really good to see. It's good to see the sisters doing their thing in the business
Absolutely.
world. You know,
Yes,
starting up the
absolutely.
business. Amazing.
Absolutely.
I like
One
to
thing
see
that's
things
good-
like that.
The number one entrepreneur in the country is Black women. So
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
that's enough to be said right there. But this time we're gonna change up a little bit because you know our brother Derik has a son in the military, and Kelvin and I both work with a lot of young people over the years. And Rodney, you probably have interactions with a lot of young people. And I know over the years when we were growing up younger that you know they're saying no place for a black man, white man's army is no place for a black man. I had changed my thoughts over the years because of the young people I dealt with and trying to get their careers together and stuff like that. So our next guest is a former Air Force sergeant and Air Force recruiter. Sammy Jammy, can we bring in our brother Tim? Now we hope
Hey,
Tim.
Tim.
It's Tim that's-
What's going on, brother?
Oh, Tim.
All right.
Oh, no technical issues, Tim. All right, we winning here. We having technical issues earlier.
I even took off my glasses because my reflection was showing in the glasses. So there's no
Tim,
write nothing at the bottom.
Hey, listen, Tim. We know you trying to get your sexy back with the no glass look and everything, man. So we understand, brother.
Midlife crisis.
Now, listen. Me and Tim. I'm gonna lie. Me and Tim. We grew up in our manhood together. We've known each other since we turned to adulthood. So this is my true brother. I love him to death. So this is my man. He went to the military when we were very young, and he had an outstanding career with that and retired. And you see like how his house looks. So you know he got his own money. So the military's been very good to my brother Tim. So, Tim,
And when we
Right.
say he's got his own money,
he got his own money. So Tim, what made you get into the military? First of all, let's start with that. Let's go back.
Well, you know, one thing I'll tell you, you know, we went to college together is how we met. And so I remember in processing, and you remember how long the lines were, the HBCUs and stuff like that. And so my mother, I was on the phone with her one day and she was like, did you talk to the ROTC? Because I'm from Brooklyn. We don't have a bunch of money and stuff like that to go be messing around with school. But so the military was always kind of in the back of my mind. And so, you know, my college years were good, but I kind of needed a change. I lacked discipline in a sense. I started losing discipline. And I had to cut the bleeding on the student loans and stuff like that, man. So I, you know, went to go see a recruiter, man, and that was pretty much it. You know, I called some of my friends. I remember clearly I called you, and it was like this long pregnant pause on the phone. But I was like, you know, I got to do something. So to basically reset, do the reset thing. So it worked out.
And listen, I was one of his causes of distractions because we drink a lot of Mad Dog 20, 40 ounces of liquor, and Tim didn't smoke weed then, so it was a Walmart.
Thank goodness. I wouldn't have joined. It's no
long time ago. Long time ago.
Let me ask you this question, Tim. First of all, it's an honor to speak to you. I'm the son of a former Air Force Vietnam veteran, and my nephew recently went into Lackland Air Force Base about a year and a half ago. So he's stationed in New Mexico now. I mean, one of the questions that we were considering early on was, should a person go in, I believe it's the term enlisted, whether you get your degree or not, or you go in as an officer. Could you explain that a little bit, some of the pros and cons each way?
Well, so basically what happens is the enlisted folks, just real quick, the enlisted folks don't have degrees, officers do. But, the one thing, and here goes my cheerleader thing, I guess my recruiter hat coming back on. The Air Force is the only branch of service with its own accredited community college. So when you join, your job is actually works as kind of like your degree plan. So we send you to school for different things. So you can build a degree from there. The good thing also about any branch of service is that we do a good job of hiring from within, or advancing from within. So because you come in enlisted doesn't mean that you can't go the officer route. A lot of times that's when you get a lot of good letters of recommendation and that kind of stuff like that. So a lot of people, college is a network, obviously, but the military is as well. I mean, obviously, you have a commander or whomever your supervisor is, they can write letters of recommendation for you and those kinds of things. So there's a lot of different ways you can go. I held several jobs in the military, but the officer thing, I definitely missed the boat on that. I should have gone that route, but my first supervisor encouraged me because he knew I had a lot of college credits and stuff like that, because you can go to school part-time while you're in the military, which is what I did. But there's nothing to stop you from trying, for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. My son is graduating boot camp for the Navy.
Okay.
Just graduated this week, and what really pushed me, or I should say pushed him in that direction, the economy and a few other things going on right now,
Sure.
So I really, it was really good for him just to kind of move into that direction and just kind of start his manhood and start his adult years and everything. And I'm a big advocate right now of young brothers and sisters. We talked about this before. The military is no place for a black man, but I actually think that right now is probably one of the best ways for you to secure your future right now. Just speak on a little bit what it's done for you in terms of securing your future when you were from time that you were a young man into where you are right now.
It's funny because during my retirement ceremony, man, I got misty-eyed just a little bit because coming from Brooklyn and stuff like that, we all know Brooklyn and how hard it is coming up and stuff like that. And for me, I almost lost my life just walking to the store one day during Halloween. Y'all know how Halloween is in New York City, man. So I thought about all of that and how far I came. So I didn't have my first car till I was 27 in the military, because being in New York, you don't necessarily really need a car too much.
And I was a chauffeur in college. I was a chauffeur.
Yes, he was my chauffeur in college in South Carolina. I had no vehicle, so so there was that. But I wound up doing pretty well for myself. For me, one of the things also was to make my parents proud of me. And I did that. And during my time, so basically I worked a plan where, I came out of it, like I said, the community college thing. So I finished with two associate's degrees, a bachelor's degree, and a master's degree by the time I was done.
Nice.
Like I said, my job in the Air Force was financial analysis and that kind of thing. And then I learned a lot of different things along the way in terms of, decision support classes, different writing styles, reporting, supervising, that kind of thing like that as well. So you build a lot of different skill sets and stuff like that, project management. I learned a lot of those things while I was in the military. So I tell people all the time, And I put in a lot of brothers and sisters, man, while I was recruiting. And I tell them all the time to make sure that you have a plan, because it's easy. It's a good hustle for somebody. I'd say it's a good hustle for somebody that's 18 coming in, because where else? There's not too many places where you're going to get 2.5 days of vacation a month. You're looking at about $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 in this monthly salary. So he doesn't have to ask you for nothing anymore. So if he calls you, ask you for something, it's over. And full medical, and $400,000 insurance, and a 401, something similar to a 401k as well. So somebody coming in at 18 years old or whatever, 17, has a great, that's a pretty good start. Now, that being said, the military does ask a lot of you. There's no overtime. When you think you're getting off at 4:30, something's going on. You just probably not going home till 6, 7:30. There's deployments and those kinds of things like that, especially when you have families and those kinds of things. So, the benefits and stuff like that are very good, but at the same time, you have to, there's the other side, the work side or whatever, the actual military operational side. And then in the middle, like I said, is where you find your sweet spot in terms of still working your plan.
Yeah, and so for me, like with working with a lot of young people, a lot of like so-called at-risk young people, I always try to tell them, like, y'all at risk right here, banging out for these streets that don't belong to y'all, right? Getting no money with your crew. If you go, and to me, I'd rather for them now. I used to have a different mindset before. I'd rather them see it going into the military where they get structure. A lot of young people are missing structure, and that's why I think the military, instead of joining a gang that has a legit structure, but it really doesn't have a structure to it, I'd rather see them go into the military and follow like the path like you did before. Even though, like you said, the deployments. I know, Tim, you served in Afghanistan. I remember they put you in witness protection. Damn, they put you in Wyoming, somewhere like that. It was horrible. But you saw the world. You've been to Turkey. You said one of the places you always would want to move to if you could is back to Turkey. Like I tell these young people, please. That's the main thing you said, having a plan, and they don't have a plan. You don't have a plan, you plan to fail. So.
Well, the one thing is, I had a supervisor, when I first came in, and I did this to people that I supervised as well, was basically talk to them about, things happening 2, 3, 4 years down the road. Because the one thing I did learn is that those first 4 years run fast. I was at 3 stations in 4 years, and I was like, oh shit, what, am I going to re-enlist or what am I doing? And one of the things they also try to get you to do is, even when you're contemplating getting out, they tell you, well, what's your plan? What are you going to do? They do try to talk to you about what your plans are if you decided you had enough. Do you have your degree? Do you have any money? That kind of stuff. Because I worked in the finance office, and so we would get people who were out not even a month. They didn't save a dime, and they're wondering when that last paycheck that we owe them is coming. That's one paycheck. So, as far as it's a great place to network and that kind of stuff, and learn from other people, learn about structure and things like that. I tell people all the time, the city is always going to be there. The city is not going nowhere. We got the greatest city in the world. I tell anybody that. But it's like when I left. 20 years, I was always in contact with Damon and Sam and everybody else. I think I even met you, Rod, one time. The point is that, in all that time, I never lost any of my friends. We've always been in contact and those kinds of things. So it's a matter of you going out and growing, and y'all will catch up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. I noticed when I used to work in the schools, when I was working for the police department, I talked to a lot of the kids about the military. There is a ton of misinformation that they have. Like, they have a lot of misconceptions about the military. I've even heard some young people say, well, once I join, I can't get out. You know what I mean? I've heard that. So then when you're dealing with a youth like that, that's really has no, nothing going on, basically he's getting ready to head into the streets, like, how do you approach him and talk to him about and dispel some of those misconceptions that he has?
Well, one of the reasons why I got into recruiting is because Damon was doing, his work with the youth and that kind of thing. And so my thing was, how do I do the same thing and still stay in the military?
Yeah.
So that was my opportunity to go into the schools and that kind of stuff and clear up misconceptions. Plus the fact that I was, you know, a black man who could relate. I still listen to hip hop and those kinds of things. So I tried to, you know, stay in tune. So a lot of times when the parents came in, especially when they saw me, you know, it was a little bit easier for me to relate to them and that kind of stuff to clear up a lot of misconceptions. So, I mean, and the misconceptions start from basic training. You know, it's things like, you know, nobody can hit you in basic training. The worst thing they can do is, you know, talk about you, you know, no different than what your friends may have talked to you, you know, that kind of thing. And yeah, you can do your 4 years and get out if you decided you had enough. And there's other ways you can get out early. So there's a lot of misconceptions along those lines, that they don't take care of you, or they treat you how they want to treat you, and those kinds of things. And I didn't run into any of those kinds of situations or anything like that. And if I did, there's this, you know, just like there's EO and that kind of thing in the civilian world, it's kind of the same thing in the military as well. So, you know, there's different measures you can take to mitigate some of that kind of thing. But the misconceptions are far too many. I mean, even a lot of guys used to come in and ask me, you know, are there girls in the military? And I used to have a picture thing on my wall and with all these females that I put in, because my first year of recruiting, I put in more females than I did males. And so, you know, it runs the full gamut, man, of a bunch of things. And, you know, did you kill anybody? It's just some of anything.
Hey, Tim, we got a question here. We said from Felicia. She said, I would love to know if there any mentors. My 18-year-old needs guidance. I suggest the military, but he is against it. But I think he needs it. A lot of misconceptions. So, I mean, I don't know, Felicia, if you're located in New York, I can tell you about some of the mentoring programs my organization, Good Shepherd Services, has and stuff like that. And you want to email me, it's Demond, D-E-M-O-N-D, Pearson @gmail.com. And then I can walk you through that if you're in New York. I don't know where you're located, but.
You know, the recruiters and stuff like that, you know, a lot of people, you know, kind of offset by some of the recruiters because they feel like they're going to get lied to and that kind of thing. But the one thing I tell people, my comeback to that is, if I lie to you, then you're going to go and tell everybody else in the community about me. And I'll never be able to put anybody in, right? So, so it would behoove a recruiter to tell the truth. But before I joined, not only did I talk to recruiters, I talked to people who've been in. So I said all that to say that, you know, I still answer questions and those kinds of things, or kind of, you know, clear up misconceptions and stuff like that from people. So it's something that I still do.
You know, and Tim, I call Tim every time a young person, no matter what branch it is. I always contact Tim. So Felicia, if you want to contact me, let me know. And Tim, I could get you and Tim on the phone. Tim has done this 1,001 times for me over my career. So he's a good brother to talk to about it. So
and one more thing, you know, I wanted to say is I met, you know, I had the pleasure of meeting somebody, one of my mentors when I first joined. We're still friends to this day. He had worked in equal opportunity, and back when I first joined, it was social actions. And when he joined at the time in the 70s, it was called the race office. And, you know, just to show you how far the military has come, when he joined in the 70s, there was not even so much as a Jet magazine on base. You couldn't find a Jet magazine in the stores on base. And so, you know, the different programs and stuff like that, you know, they have Black History Month programs, Latin History Month, the different, ethnicities and stuff like that. You know, they do honor and recognize the different ethnicities. There's like, you know, right now there's a big, huge push for women in a lot of leadership roles and stuff like that. Those things are happening. Minorities in leadership roles, those are definitely happening. So those things are definitely there. And like I said, there's no short of mentors and mentorship and that kind of stuff, you know, when you join. So,
yeah.
Cool.
So Tim, I got one more question. What would you recommend to a person that does the 4 years and done, and they decide they're going to come home? Like, what would you recommend to a guy like that?
You know, a lot of times I was a 4 and done person. And so 16 years later, I still stayed and retired. So a lot of people do more than 4 years because they realize that it's not as bad as what they thought on day one.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody that does their 4 years and they get out, I would definitely, first of all, I would highly recommend that you line up everything in terms of your education. So, you have your GI Bill. At that point, you will have earned your full GI Bill and that kind of thing. And you can also go to class during that time. At least get your associate's degree, because now you can go to college, on the government with the GI Bill and that kind of thing if you so choose. And then, any injuries and those kinds of things that you sustained, the Veterans Administration will take care of you that way as well. But the main thing, just overall, is just have a plan and don't, make your 4 years worth it. If that's what you know that you want to do, make your 4 years worth it. So whatever skills you can develop during that time, try to make sure that you do that, because we do send you to management school and those kinds of things. We don't just tell you, here, supervise. No, we make you, we do a lot of things in terms of, helping build skill sets and those kinds of things. So take advantage of those opportunities. And again, the education thing is huge. And save money.
Sam, last question. Oh, go ahead, Derek. Go ahead, Kelvin. Go ahead.
Very quickly. I understand that there's some young people that were not able to get into the military having tattoos in certain places. Or one of my friends was a recruiter in the Army. He said, we hated recruiting in New York. He said everybody had a felony or something like that. So is there something you can say to young people about just trying to keep their record clean, not getting tattoos on your face or whatever the case is when you want to try to go and then leave this option open?
A lot of gang tattoos too.
Yeah, once you get those kinds of things, and there's some, if they're hidden within the sleeves, your short sleeves, and not on your neck or anything like that, then then you have that you can try to get in. But I tell people all the time, it's pretty simple for me. My tattoo is my scar, and I got that from, like I said, I was just walking down the street minding my business. Outside of that, look, our skin, man, is so beautiful. Black people especially. And so, I don't see a reason for it and that kind of stuff. So the scarred up above the neck or anything like that, man, to me, I wouldn't encourage it. And then you limit yourself. So if you want to do, something else, even if it's not the military, you're not necessarily going to walk into corporate America looking like that.
Correct. So, it's with any job that it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it's with any job. Yeah, exactly my point. So it's going to be with any job that's going to be an issue. So why limit yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my last question, Tim, was the 20 years in the military worth it for you? Or what do you recommend? Or what do you recommend if it's not 20?
If you could do it all over again.
If you could do it all over again.
If I could do it all over again, it's funny. One day I was brushing my teeth in the mirror, and at that point I was 37 years old, and I said if I had joined when I was 17, I'd be retired that day. Probably joined earlier, but then I would have missed out on a lot of opportunities. I wouldn't have gone to a HBCU. I wouldn't.
You would have never met me, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying that. So, and then it helped me. It helped actually make me relatable. Later on, like I said, with recruiting and everything like that, because I had been there and done a lot of things. So I would definitely do it again. I would start off at 23 like I did. And there's very few things that I would change. When I joined, it was either go with D and Sam to go on a video shoot or join the military at that point. That was my out. And so I'm glad that's the one trip I'm glad I didn't make with my brothers. And it paid off for me in the long run. So yes, I would do it again. I would do everything again. Even the deployment, because I learned a lot on my deployment as well. So I would.
But if you'd have went to Daytona Black College Weekend that time, you'd have never been in the military with me.
Probably not. No.
we got some stories to tell, but we ain't gonna do it.
No, that's a whole other story.
Long time ago stories.
Long time ago.
And I'm gonna tell that story when our producer Jamie was wearing those Daisy Dukes. I'm gonna tell that story, but that's another story. Brother Tim, thank you so much for coming on, man. Educating the people, man. Educating young people, man. Truly appreciate it. And anybody want to get in touch with Tim? You can, Tim, how can they get in touch with you? If they want to come through me, tell them how can they reach out to you? Because people have 1,000 questions for the young people.
I have an Instagram that I don't use very much. I think it's at the Kingsman 72. D, you can verify that.
Man, I can't remember.
But yeah, I'll just take the easy route. Yeah, if you have any questions, just shoot them to Demond or any of the brothers, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Derik, to your son, salute.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Kelvin, I think you
brother.
Appreciate it. And to your dad as well. They paved the way, and I stand on the shoulders of giants. So it was just my turn. That's all.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, brother. Tim, I love you, brother. I can't
Love
wait to hang
y'all,
out
man.
and see you, man. We straight.
Sure, man.
All right,
This is a great show, man. Y'all keep it up for real.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Peace.
Oh, I got a promotion.
My man.
I got a promotion.
Oh man, that was real good, man. I mean, we had a good show tonight, man. I mean, we learned a lot. We learned about products, helping each other out, and supporting one another. We saw a whole bunch of beautiful sisters tonight, really showing us what they do, or great stuff. Like we said, we're gonna try to do that every single month, once a month. I forgot. I think producer Jamie said the third Saturday of every month. I'm not sure. I can't remember on that.
Yeah, he said once a month. And there's an email. There's an email that they can send to contact us if they want to come on the show and show their products.
Yeah, producer Jamie, he don't pay me enough to remember the dates on certain things. So
let me say this to you guys. Let me say this. I really mean this sincerely. First of all, to work with you guys. I know we're getting down to the holidays and the end of the year. I want to say this. When I was auditioning for the show, there was a big thing. They told my Rodney and Derik and Demond, they're not gonna want to work with a dude that's a sex symbol, and y'all still proved them wrong. And y'all decided to accept me anyway, so I appreciate that, brothers. I just want to say that. Thank you.
Oh man, Rodney, we just lost Rodney. I don't know what happened.
You can't even listen to it no more. He already knew where this was going.
Now, one is bad. He must be schooling one of them badass kids he got over there, man. You know what I'm saying? But this was a good show, man. Thanks to brother Tim for educating the man for the young people who got a daughter or a son out there that's trying to figure out the way, and they're like 17, 18, maybe even 20, 24 years old. I think you get in the military to 34, 35, something like that, right?
Yeah, 35 was
it varies per branch. It varies per
branch. So some of
you
some of you fuck boys that can't figure it out, you need to join the military.
Bring your ass on.
And let me say something, Demond. We gotta really handle this. I just got an alert. Batman is at Rodney's door, and he want that smoke. So I don't know.
I don't know what happened to Rodney. But brothers, for the rest of the brothers are still on the screen. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
Hey, love y'all, brother. Man. Hey, he come back, man.
Now he comes back.
Hey, he didn't want you to hear that. Did not tell you.
Rod is muted.
You muted.
Yo, I had to go straighten something out. No, all jokes aside, I keep it because of this new diet. I'm drinking all this water. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to piss. I couldn't take it.
We thought Batman came to see you, brother.
Nah, yo, I will whip Batman's ass.
Yo, brothers, I love y'all, man. Peace, man. See y'all next week, man.
All right, take care. Love y'all. Sorry about that, audience.